You still got 20,000 hours in my life. Yay! Meant to be, right one, wrong time. Today's a good day to say goodbye. Bad to you, you were worse to me. Baby, we just ain't meant to be. Fool me once. Hey Siri, set a reminder at midnight to feed the horses. Shame on me for the last time. I was bad to you, you were worse to me. Ooh. Is it just not gonna? You took like 20,000 hours from my life, so I deleted all your from the fucking drive. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Right one. Today's a good day to say goodbye. I was bad to you, worse to me. Baby, we just ain't meant to be. Fool me once, fool me twice. Shame on me for the last time. Bad to you, you were worse to me. Baby, we just ain't meant to be. Baby, we just ain't meant to be. Hi, squirrel. Hi, squirrel. Yeah, you're coming to help? Oh, yeah, you're being so helpful. Careful, you'll fall down. Hi, squirrel. Kitty, kitty. Hello, hello. My editor is getting situated. Breaking my heart. So I thought I had the chat situation figured out, but I still do not have that figured out. Is that gonna... Okay, maybe if I try and put a new... So I'm going to delete that chat. I'm going to delete this chat. Add new source. Chat box. Okay. Okay, I think we have the chat figured out. Hell yeah. Does anybody know the chat dimensions? Hello, hello. Oh, hello. Thank you for subscribing. That's awesome. Now, I'm not very tech savvy, so give me just a moment to pretend like I know what I'm doing over here. Somebody else, 'cause you're wasting my time. Now, how do I get the chat to go from top to bottom? Edges, emotes. Oh, width, height. Okay. Browser source, refresh. Custom code. Okay, well, that is still a plus. Still a plus. Oh, hello. The topic tonight, so we're working on finishing Let me turn that down a little bit. So we're working on finishing the last 6 chapters of my second book. It's called Where the Feedback Ends. And think like The Great Gatsby, Nana. Yes, I can see twist shot. So I did finally figure out the multi-stream on here, but I need to figure out how I can see it on my iPad so that while I'm writing, I can still talk to you guys. So we have to figure that out. So just 1 second on that. Where did I put it? Streamlabs. Is it going to show me the multi-chat on here? Oh, wait, no, I think I did Stream Elements last time. Hold on. Stream Elements. Oh, hello. Yes, so I already wrote 1 book. Squirrel, figure it out. She's very used to being the center of attention, so the moment I get over here and try and do something, she's like, no, give me all of your attention. I am the little assistant. She did help me write my first book because every time I would sit here, she would get into my lap, and then I was essentially just forced to sit at my computer. And so technically, she helped me write the first book. All right, let's fix this chat while my brain is functioning. Scooch that up a little bit. Whoop. Okay. All right, so chat's good. Lock that in. So the first book I wrote is called Bite, and it is a vampire romantasy book. And I still have some ARC reader positions available for that. I opened up another ARC reader program for that. So that should be... Hello! Oh, thank you. Yes, Riley Byrd is my pen name. What's up, everybody? Hello. So the first book that I wrote is called Bite. It is a vampire romantasy book, and it takes place in kind of like medieval-like-ish. I still haven't technically named the world that it's in, but I'll address that in book 2. Yes. So you guys, if you guys are interested in reading that book for free in exchange for a review, there is a button on my Twitch, and you can just click on that. I'm still kind of new to all the terms on here, but there is a spot on my bio where you can just click something that looks kind of like this, and it'll take you directly to where you can read that for free. I still have some positions opened up on that because I got such great feedback on that I had to open a second campaign for that. So My Loss, Your Gain, enjoy that. You guys can read that. I am working on the proofs for the paperback for that, but I fundamentally don't understand chapters, so I have an editor kind of fixing. Yeah, so I don't know how to adjust that. I have it on Streamlabs, so hold on. Let me see if I can fix that for you real quick. Stream elements, user management. Cap protection. Settings. That'd be under user management. Let me see. Twitch is good so far. Yeah, I'm using I guess it's Streamlabs. Let's see. Would that be under chat or something? Is there even a chat function on here? Oh, nice. Thank you. So yeah, just go for it, you guys. It's like just under 100,000 words. I tried to keep it kind of short, but I have book 2 nearly storyboarded. There's a few key elements that I have to get together, and then I can get right into writing that one. And then when I sent that one into the illustrator, who was absolutely lovely, I thought she was going to take much longer. And yeah, go ahead. I would recommend, though, that you go to, I'm trying to separate my, is it not going to do my chat command for that? Anyway, so there is a correct YouTube for my writing that I'm trying, yeah, 1 second. So it is at Byrd Flock Official. I think I spelled that right. It'll have like the same logo that's on my. It's somewhere on YouTube. Byrd Flock Official is the one that I'm doing for writing, and the moment that I get the correct amount of subs on there, then thank you for that. The moment I get the correct amount of subs on that, I'm just going to be streaming on there. But YouTube's being really finicky. It's like you have to have at least 100 to 50 to 100 subs to go live from that account. And I'm like, okay, well, I have like more than that on here. Can I just do that? And they were like, no, it has to be this way. So I get it. The bureaucracy strikes once again. But that is going to be the one that I put all of my book stuff on, all of like the lore drops and stuff like that. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So when I sent Bite into the Illustrator to get that absolutely bitchin' cover done, that's going to be part of a 3-pack. I already have kind of like the structural elements of book 2 completed. And then book 3 is going to be so sick. It's going to be like this Slavic vampire daddy on a throne with a crown. Very like kind of Cruel Prince vibes on the cover. It's gonna be so awesome. Thank you, John. I appreciate the subscribing. I am still trying to figure out how to get it to not get it to spamming caps. Okay, I don't know how to make it. Oh, okay. Is that through YouTube specifically that it's getting cranky? Saving us is worth a shot in the dark. Won't keep drinking after hours, 'cause there's no love that's after hours. Oh, this song is such a banger. This one's my favorite. Yes, hello. Yeah, do you know how to adjust that? I'm awful at tech. This is probably, every time it gets better when I stream, but I still don't know, like, the entire encompassing of what I'm supposed to be paying attention to. This is kind of a lot. Because there's a screen here, there's a screen here, there's a screen here, and it's all like in different pieces. Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that. So, what was I trying to remember? Oh yeah, so the Illustrator took forever, but she did a really good job. I thought it was going to take at least 3 months to get that done, but it only took an hour. It took a month. Sorry, I'm such a scatterbrain. That's kind of out of pocket. Oh, which chat am I in? Okay, hold on. Yeah, where is that? Those are chat commands. User management. That's right, I was trying to fix that for you. Chat alerts. Timers. Counter. Spam. Sponsorship. Nope. Where would it be? Oh, crap. It's stream elements. Ooh. Royalty. Settings. Nope. Messages are received. Yeah, I'm not seeing where I would adjust that. So maybe that'd be under timers? Counters? Filters? No. I don't think it's under filters. Do you know I'm slipping my pillowcase? Oh, I see. Well, oh yeah, you guys can see the chat. Duh. I did like the first four lives with like no chat on there, so I forgot that you guys can actually see the same thing on the screen that I've got. That's crazy. So at least that's an improvement, so you guys can talk to each other as well. That is super helpful. So the illustrator, she did a really good job, but I thought it was going to take much longer. So then I started writing this book because it gives me bees under my skin to not have something to do. And I got really into the anime / manga Nana by, I'm probably going to butcher the name. Nana. Ayazawa? Oh, Ayazawa. I'm probably messing up the cadence on that. But really loved that. It was super great. Can we high five? I don't know how we would time that. I haven't done the latency. If you do an emoji one, I could probably figure that out. Because I did just figure out how to put emojis into the chat. High five. Boop. Oh, wait. Nope. That's a wave. That's a wave. Boop. Is it gonna... Yay, there it goes. Okay. So, I started writing Where the Feedback Ends, and it's basically about these two girls that are friends, like best friends, super friends. It has elements of like abuse in the book, and there's some parallels in that. And then it also has found family and drugs and musicians is a pretty big chunk of it. Because I felt like I gotta have some element of the nightlife in there, and sort of how somebody can spiral after losing somebody that they love but not being able to grieve. So it was really fun to write, but I am stuck on some of the dialogue because I've made some high five on live. So I made some creative choices in that book that have kind of written me into a corner. So now I have to figure out how to kind of tie those up. And one of the issues that I had is I'm trying to write like a super, super mean text message, but I have to tie it in thematically. And basically, the main character is doing an event, and she's like, against her better judgment, she's put out event flyers for this event, and her kind of like fair weather friends have RSVP'd to this event, but then they just kind of blow the event off. They blow this event off, and then the main guy in that friend group texts her, and it's basically just like, oh, like, sorry I couldn't make it to your little gig or whatever, and like kind of blows her off a little bit. And this is a really important moment for her where she like sets a boundary, and she's like, I'm not going to just tolerate like these people that are around because I'm lonely. And so she sticks up for herself, which is a really pivotal part. It's a really pivotal part of this because you're starting to see like her arc of how she's going to kind of like stick up for herself and kind of grow as a person. Oh. But I wanted to read like more specifically as, okay, hold on. Out of that chat into this chat. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. So, yep, try and connect. Do your best, iPad. I believe in you. Oh, where did I end up putting the charging cable for that? 1 second. There's like a bubble. Also, if you guys want to hear the playlist for this book, I have that on my profile on Twitch as well. I don't have it on YouTube yet because I haven't figured out how to link that. But if you guys want to listen to kind of like the vibe of the book while you're reading, I have that available. Oh, right. So this book isn't finished. I have 6 more chapters until it's finished, but I have the cover done, and I have like I think I ended up looking in and it was 72, so almost 75% with a little bit that I wrote the other day. So it's almost ready. I plan to both publish it and put it out for ARC readers on the 15th. So this book about fatherless activities is going to go out on Father's Day. I thought that was pretty apt. So if you guys see me not working on this book, go ahead and go on my social media and bully me, because like we have to make this deadline so that I can start on book 2 of Bite, because my ARC readers are absolutely feral for that. They're wanting this book. Like, I guess that was my mistake. I should have just written the entire trilogy and then put it out. Like, how silly of me. But then, okay, figure it out, Streamlabs. I don't know what to tell you. You little goose. Yeah, you're so sweet. Call me first. Baby, do your worst. You need to house. Trying writing sprints on here. Yeah, it's, what is a writing sprint? Is that like a specific category? Because oh, absolutely. I would love that. I don't know how to set that up, but I would be totally down for that. Because this book was never supposed to technically be a book. This could have just been like a very lengthy kind of manic journal. No, you can do it here, or co-working and study. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't figure out that there was writing and... Yeah, I tried just chatting because I didn't know that there was a writing and reading one. Because when I first started streaming, I don't think there was a writing and reading, so it's really blown up, and I'm very pleased that that's a category, because I'm doing my best to put things in the proper categories so the right people find them, and the people that are looking for that can find it easier. I probably messed up the tags on this too, because I did some gardening earlier. I'm not doing any proper like SEO on all of this. The Streamlabs app is not my favorite. You can do it, Streamlabs. I believe in you. Question. So that's actually one of my pet peeves. If you have a question, just ask a question. If you ask me if you can ask me a question, that's actually asking me 2 questions. We value expediency. Also, if you would like more of my attention, I have a Discord, and I just figured out how to link that on my Twitch. I haven't added that on my YouTube yet, because I'm still kind of trying to figure out how to systematize my YouTube. And this is the wrong YouTube anyway. This isn't the correct one. This is kind of my dinking around YouTube, and I'm trying to get all of the traffic pushed to my book YouTube so that we can just have book things on the book YouTube and dinking around things on the dinking around YouTube, because I think people prefer to have their specific content on their specific channels. Is it just... Come on, do your best. Maybe I'll have to do Streamlabs. How many books do you have? So currently available to the public, I have 1 book, but I have Bite. That one is the one that's completed, that is getting sent in for proofs for the paperback, so you guys can have a physical copy. I'm partial to ebooks, but I realize that that's not everybody's preference, so I'm going to try and do at least a paperback and an ebook of each book. I think eventually I'll release a hardcover of Bite, because I worked with the illustrator to make it like something that could be embossed in leather, and I think that that would be a really cool limited edition for that. And then, so I have Bite, I have Where the Feedback Ends, which should come out this June. That is our goal. And then I have Thirst, which is book 2 of the Born in the Eternal series for Bite. That one's kind of going to have like a Black Flag male love interest and a kind of like a villain arc character. And so I have most of that written, but I need to finish a couple key scenes to tie everything together, and then I can get right into writing that. I am also working on a billionaire romance called Moon and Marble, and that one is Honestly, that one's going way faster than book 2 of Bite, just because the characters are just, like, leaping out ahead of Bite's characters. Probably because I'm kind of, like, burnt out on the Bite characters. I've sort of, like, lived their whole lives in my head, so all the dopamine rush of writing the book is kind of, like I've already gotten, like, the little dopamine reward in my head, so now it's like, oh, okay, like, I already know kind of how everything's going with that. And then, what other books do I have in here? I have Where the Feedback Ends, Moon and Marble. Moon and Marble is my second most anticipated book after the Bite series, which is pretty crazy. It's sort of thank you. Again, not very techie, so I am working on it, but I'm on Discord all the time. And if anybody has any, like, techie suggestions, totally open to them, because I'm very, very new to this kind of technology. So we have Where the Feedback Ends. I have a compendium of short stories. I have a couple horror stories that I could put out there, but they're not huge. They're probably, like, little novellas that I probably am just going to release that as, like, a freebie to my readers eventually, because this book is only, this book's only, like, 5,000 words, so, like, I don't really see myself, like, making this into, like, a big sci-fi horror book, but maybe, who knows? You never know where it's going to go. I also have a story that would go into kind of, like, the horror sort of thriller aspect called The Grievance, and that one I intend on expanding on, but that's kind of, like, more of just, like, a pet project. Those ones I kind of like maybe have overcommitted to this whole writing thing. I didn't realize that it was going to occupy every waking moment and also every moment before sleep. So I kind of am overdoing it a little bit, but I mean, if it gives you guys something to read and you guys enjoy it, like, that's a bonus in my opinion. So I also am working on, so if the Billionaire Romance goes to plan, I have a couple of different covers that I'm working on with that one. This is the tentative cover. And I promised that I tried to have a blonde main character, but I got vetoed on that one. So I promise I don't have, like, a bias towards brunettes. It is really the ARC readers just holding me hostage, pretty much. Yeah, as far as creative breaks, I mostly just dink around in the garden and pester my chickens, which right now, don't tell anyone, but I have a secret nest of eggs. My husband told me no more chickens, and I was like, yeah, no problem, like, I got you. But my hands were crossed behind my back, and so now I have 4 eggs incubating under one of my chickens, and they're all green, so he's not going to notice, because I have brown eggs and I have green eggs, and there just happen to have been less green eggs recently, so hopefully I have better luck than I did last season and they're not all roosters, because if they're hens, I mean, like, no harm, no foul, but literally no harm, no foul. I mean, it's a free country as far as I know. You can do whatever you want. Dum. Oh, that's right. I was trying to figure out. This song is such a banger. One thing I am really appreciative of is Spotify does a really good job of, like, rotating in songs that would be perfect for the playlist. I did try and install a widget so you guys could sync your Spotify with the stream Spotify, but I failed miserably at it because I need something called a stream refresh token, and I have no idea how to acquire that. Everything I want and everything that I need, lately, making makes me. Da 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 da. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, you'll be in my enemy. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, you'll be in my enemy. Ground control. Stream tools. Okay. Oh, it's just gonna be in the wrong. Of course, it's in the wrong. Oh, tabbed browsing is only great if you have like one personality on your computer. I'm out of my mind. I'm beaten. So dead. Oh dang, were you trying to, yeah. Is it Streamlabs doing that? I don't know how to turn that off. Advanced. Yeah, remote control maybe? No. There's supposed to be some little dashboard. Yeah, I don't know how to make it stop that. Manage. Editor, overlays, App Store, highlights, recordings. Okay, so it's probably on my dashboard. So much better. Sometimes I'm gonna be dead. So dead. Get out of my bed. Aha, there it is, I think. Do 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 do. Okay, I think we're gaining on it. Okay, live actions, alerts, general settings, chats, game widgets, close. Oh, okay, okay. I think I found it. Okay. Mod tools, modules, settings, user, no. Giveaway, betting. You can bet on here? Nice. Bet on whether I complete this task in time or not. That would be a good one. Oh, that's crazy. I have a bunch of League of Legends quotes in here. Where did those come from? Oh, thank you for the follow. Hello, hello, hello. So I am dinking around with the settings behind here because I fundamentally don't understand Streamlabs. So I'm trying to turn off the, where is it at? Yeah, sending long messages. I'm going to try and fix that. Commands, maybe? Nope, that's death counts. Modules, chat alerts, mod tools, caps protection, symbol protection. Aha, there we go. Paragraph protection, got it. Got it. Do 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 do. Commands. Betting. Yeah, I can't believe you can bet on here. That's sick. Take me down, down to the valley. Where is it at? Hello, hello. A little bit harder now. Okay, so I think I fixed the paragraph thing. Go ahead and try what you were trying before. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do the refresh ticket so that you guys can like listen to the same thing. Because I know I'm not supposed to stream the music while I'm streaming for copyright reasons or whatever. Oh, so I did, my debut novel that I did finish is called Bite. And it is a vampire romantasy book. And it looks like this. You can read it for free on my Twitch or YouTube, I think. I think I put the ARC reads on there. And all you have to do is send me a review for that, but you can read that book for totally for free. Oh, nice. Yeah, that would be sick. I would appreciate that. And then I am currently writing Where the Feedback Ends, which is kind of like a Great Gatsby, Nana-esque book. And that one is about two girls that are friends, and then they separate, and the one girl kind of goes on a spiral, and it has elements of like longing and all of that. Can't see it on YouTube. Oh, nice, cool. So on YouTube, oh, that's right. So this is the incorrect YouTube. This is the corrected YouTube. So that's going to be the YouTube that's got all of my writing stuff on it. This is kind of my dinking around YouTube. So I have a goal of 100 followers on my writing YouTube, and then I can just stream everything there. So that's actually the correct YouTube. And the moment we get 100 followers on there, I will stop streaming book stuff on the current YouTube that you are on, and just do it all on the book YouTube channel. But YouTube's really finicky. I was like, hey, I'm trying to like, I already have the like allotted amount of followers to stream. Can I just like remove my ability to stream on this one and put it over here? And they're like, no, you have to like check these little boxes. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It just kind of like, you know, bureaucracy is going to bureaucracy. Same problem with my TikTok. I have a book TikTok, and then my book TikTok is at Byrd. So that one is that one's going to be my TikTok for writing, and they won't just let a bitch live, you know what I mean? So now I have to do this like in kind of a roundabout way. So I apologize for that, guys, but it will be streamlined the moment it is possible to be streamlined. So this book is kind of like grungy. Think like a bunch of like I think there's two threesome scenes in this book, if I remember right. I think that's the case. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Now let me pop it back over to the original slide. So, I am working on writing a flashback scene that should tie it together, and then that would be 20 chapters of 25 plus an epilogue completed. So we're like around like 3/4 of the way finished with it. And then I'm going to release it on Father's Day, because I'm going to finish this book either the first or second week of May. And then I'm going to format it, which I'm going to like speed format it, you guys. You're never going to see a book formatted so quickly. And then I'll send that out for, at the very least, the ebook will be published on Father's Day. So that's the goal we're shooting for, and we're gonna hit it. You guys will be able to pre-order it on Amazon. Yes, June 15th is when I'm gonna finish my second book, and it's first or second week of June. Technically, isn't it the third week of June? Hold on. Yeah, so the very first day of the third week of June. So I need to finish. I have like 2 weeks to finish this. My Twitch. My Twitches, I think, are Byrd, because it won't let me switch it to Byrd Flock. I really am trying to get everything all the same. So I think it's at R_BYRD. Okay, all caps. So why does it keep yelling at you? Hold on, I'll fix it. Caps protection. There we go. All right, so that should be fixed. I finally found the mod tools. I finally found it. I'll be almost so close, maybe. Oh, also, the moment that I finish my second book. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I fixed it though. It's something about like caps prevention or something. I just turned that off, so it should fix it. Oh yes. So is that like a widget or something that I turn on, or is that like a category? Because I'm down. This is, I mean, I work best under a deadline. So when I was writing this, actually, I got the first 30,000 words in while I was just like waiting for the illustrator to finish the cover for Bite. And then I ended up getting like about halfway finished on this. And when I commissioned the cover for this, the cover came out excellent, fantastic. But I'm probably going to have to tweak it because I have no idea what the spine width is going to be on this. I'm shooting for 60,000 words for this book. It should be short. You know, I don't want it to be like some great read. I am not familiar with that. Maybe. So close. Maybe. But, yeah, so that'll be 2 books in under a year. I started writing Bite in October, and then I finished the first draft the second week of December, and then I took off the rest of December and January just to play League of Legends like a goblin. And then I was like, oh, I should probably format this book that I wrote. Like, it's not done. I might as well make it into a tangible thing. Oh, nice. Yes. Pomodoro. Nice. Nice. Also has a timer for breaks. How would I set it to let you guys know when I'm supposed to like be finished? Because like ideally, best of circumstances, I would finish the chapters on like June 7th at the latest, and then that gives me an entire week to format the book. But the formatting for this book will be easy because I kind of formatted a little bit as I went. But I do have to like daily or weekly. Oh, one per stream. Well, I guess I could probably find some sort of like a countdown timer that has like days involved. I bet I could. So it'd essentially be like a browser capture source. Is that what I'm understanding? Oh, I see. Like figure out where we're at. So, right. Yeah, that would be more fun and interactive. I should jot that down. Do you love me? Okay, notes. Author stuff. Deadline timer. Pomodoro. Chapter. Deadlines. June 7th. Where the feedback ends. Deadline. June 15th. Release. Okay. Oh, yeah. Body doubling. Yeah, usually I put on like a podcast or something when I have to do stuff like that. Oh no, I messed up the chat. I just noticed. 1 second. Chat box. What's the width on this? $370. Be the one to save you all. Oh. Width. Crazy, delusional, dances at a few. No. At the bottom of the gym we choose. Always in the mood. I wish I could make that screen bigger. But over the edge I'm possessed. I got a play date with death to get her back again. If she wants to save you, I could be the one to save you. Oh. I could be the one. Perfect. Okay, so that looks fixed. I just noticed that was messed up. Sorry, you guys. That should be fixed. Dances at a funeral. I could be the one to save her. Oh. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. One say home. That's right, I was trying to fix that. Retry. Okay. Oh, soon I had longer, blonder hair. Maybe I wouldn't be scared. Perfect, perfect. Excellent. So, I think anime, you're new on here. So, I also have, oh, 1 second, I gotta change my headphones. There we go. My older Raycons have like the shortest battery life. So, currently have one book available. The second book I'm writing right now, and it's a standalone. It's called Where the Feedback Ends. And it has like kind of Great Gatsby Nana vibes because I got super into Nana while I was taking my break after writing my first book, which wasn't really a break. Turns out my brain doesn't just turn off, unfortunately. So I am not. Bite is my debut novel. But it's so pretty, isn't it? It makes me look so professional. My illustrator did such a good job. She was a delight to work with. And honestly, I should probably be gatekeeping her, but she's so amazing. Like, look at that. It's beautiful. I cannot wait to commission my second and third covers from her. Might help if you have most of it. Oh, right. Yeah, I should put overlays on here. 1 second. Counting regrets like 1, 2. Media files. I guess that would be image. Add source. Nope, different source. And I'm sure that I have like an alert that's supposed to pop up from this, but I don't really know how to do that. So I guess I'll pop that one up there. So, and then I'll just switch that off in a second. So this is my debut novel, Bite. Oh, right, I guess I should make this bigger. Boop. Raining cacao and cocaine. I guess I'll put it like there-ish. Okay, so this is my debut novel, Bite. It is a vampire romantasy book, and it has like elements of dark fantasy in it, but I have gotten the most feedback on it. Yes, thank you. So I got the most feedback on it that it is kind of been hearkened to Jennifer Armentrout's From Blood and Ash, which I haven't read yet, no spoilers. Oh, nice. How many copies have sold by now? So far, I've just been giving it away for free in ARC reads because I'm still working on the proofing, and I don't want to sell it until it's like perfect looking, because I feel like that's, you know, like I wouldn't want to get a book that has like a bunch of formatting issues or whatever. I tried to put my author photo in there, and it like messed up the formatting for a couple of chapters. So like when it comes out, it will be beautiful and perfect, and you guys will get a discount if you ARC read on the actual physical copy. And I'm trying to figure out how to send out signed author copies to ARC readers, but I still haven't figured that part out yet, because this is my first novel. Where is it at? Where is that? What was I looking for? But if you click the thing that looks like this in my Twitch bio, it'll take you straight to where you can ARC read that for free. And then I think I also have a link to that in my YouTube in the About section. It's right under 30 tips in 30 days for new authors, because that's how, those are real tips that I used to write this book in, like I was saying earlier, I started it in October and I finished it like second week of December. And then pretty much all of February was just formatting it, because it was a beast to format, because I'd never done that before, and I made a bunch of silly mistakes. So basically it is about a sunshine vampire, ironically, and a grumpy farm girl, and they go on an adventure because he's been ousted from the region he's supposed to be in charge of. Because his nemesis doesn't care for him being there. And so he kind of takes her along as a pet. And then it's kind of a little bit of a slow burn romance where he like slowly decides that he is actually into her. And then I won't spoil book 2, but you meet a lot of characters in there. I guess not a ton of characters. I kind of kept it pretty light for the first novel. But the second novel is going to be more expansive. You get a little bit more world building. And it touches on elements of magic and stuff like that. But I think, created a more complete understanding of magic and the world for book 2. So I'll be adding those in there so that you guys can all be like filled in on it. But she's kind of like a dingy farm girl, so she wouldn't know a lot of that stuff in the first book anyway. So you guys kind of are going to have her understanding of the world, and then as that expands, your understanding of the world will also expand, which I'm really excited for. I even made a map for it, and I think that when I do the hardcover copies of that, it'll include that inside the cover. But I want that to be, like I said, beautiful for you guys when those come out. And figure out how to sign those, because those are going to be really cool. Yes, so you're on YouTube, so you're going to go to at Byrd Flock Official, at BYRDFLOCKOFFICIAL. And that is my writing YouTube. That's the one I'm trying to grow so that we can just exclusively live stream on there for book stuff. And if you're on Twitch, you just go straight to my About on my channel, and you'll click the thing that looks like on the screen, and it'll take you straight there. And all you have to do is send me a review. You don't even have to like it. Honestly, I'm kind of looking for a nemesis right now. Because if there's something about the book that you absolutely didn't like, that's just room for improvement. And then the book can be even better before it's finally published. Because originally when I wrote the book, I structured it in locations, because that's how my brain works. But somebody suggested that I structure it in chapters, so I kind of like went that direction. But it's still possible that I'll kick it back to the location-based like separation. Maybe not as many locations. Maybe I'll just do it based on what country they're in, instead of like each like region that they're in, because I feel like that gets a little bit much when you're like hopping around. But I like to think of where they're at in the map when they're having their adventures, kind of like The Witcher. If you've ever read that and also played the game where you can like see the map, I like that element of that. And then book 2 of that is almost all storyboarded out. Exactly. And so far I've just gotten, it's great. What am I supposed to do with that? My own family is more critical than that. I need more structure, please. Now, you don't have to tell me how you think it would be better, because I understand that can be like kind of difficult to conceptualize, especially if like you're not privy to like things that are happening in book 2 or book 3. Like, I don't expect you guys to like have to author this book for me or anything, but just things like, oh, the dialogue here just wasn't hitting. I can totally empathize with that, and I can shake the characters until they drop better dialogue out. So that is something that is within my power. But exactly. Oh, perfect. Thank you. So, and then the next so Bite is part of a 3-book series. It's going to be Bite, the first book, and then the second book is Thirst, and that one has a Black Flag love interest in it and a villain arc. So that one's going to be really fun. I had a lot of fun writing those scenes. I even did a few fight scenes in that one that were really, really interesting. And you kind of get a peek into like the other regions of that world. I'm wondering if I should do that as kind of the prelude chapter and kind of like drop you guys in on the history from the start, or if that should be like an Easter egg chapter that goes out to the ARC readers. But it's really fun. I almost have a problem with like oversharing. Like, I want to tell you guys a bunch of stuff, but I don't want to ruin it for you. And then the third book, I'm so excited about the cover because it's I'm kind of doing like a tarot theme. So I will tell you this: the second book cover's element is the moon. So the moon tarot is what that one's going to be based off of. And then the third book is the Emperor, and it's got a very handsome Slavic vampire daddy on it. And he's holding a crown, and he's perched in a throne. Very kind of like Cruel Prince vibes with the cover, and I can't wait for her to illustrate that. That one's probably going to be my favorite of the three. But I have like almost none of the book written. Yeah, it's going to be really... that one might just need to be a poster. But I think you're really going to like the character that it's based off of too. He's kind of a little bit of a sleeper agent. Like, I feel like you guys aren't going to know like how important he is until probably like a little bit over to halfway out of either book 2 or the very, very beginning of book 3. Because it's like, okay, I won't spoil it. I'll get so in the weeds about it. But then once I finish Where the Feedback Ends, which is just the thorn in my side right now, because I already know how it ends. I've already storyboarded it all out. So like, I already got the dopamine hit from writing it. I am going to try and tandem write like I did with Bite and Where the Feedback Ends, because I clearly hate myself. I'm going to try and tandem write Thirst, and I'm just going to do chunks at a time back and forth with these 2 books. So I will do my very best to properly label all of these streams, but I am I'm human, unfortunately, so it's possible that you'll drop into a stream and you'll think I'm writing one, but I might be writing the other one. So if I do that, remind me. I will totally do my best to keep those organized and or separate. But if an idea jumps into my head, I might just have to like pop over to the other screen and give you guys like a little tidbit of the other book. So while I'm tandem writing book 2, Thirst, I will also be working on a billionaire romance, which I only have like a couple more scenes that I need to write on that. The character analysis is pretty much done. All I need to finish is the Asian mom, and that is the one that I have the most difficulty about, because for all of my knowledge of like the dynamics of these characters, that is the one that I'm the weakest at, and I'm going to do my very best to collect that information. But I really don't want the 2 guys that I wrote this book about to know that I wrote this book about them. So I'm going to try and do that kind of a little bit on the DL, try and be like a little sneaky about that and get that information. Also, if you guys have hot Asian tattoos that are related to the moon or the stars or anything celestial or nighttime, go ahead and send those to the Discord, because I am still mapping out the flesh of a specific character in that book. And if you guys send me a super great tattoo, I will include you in the credits for that book. Very excited for that one. I think you guys are going to love it. That one, so book 2, Thirst, and Moon and Marble are the most anticipated. Oh, I guess I should probably just put that up here. I don't think I have an overlay for Moon and Marble, though. I don't have that one yet. So I'm going to pop that one down and then pull this one up. No, not that one. Can I rename that? No, I can't rename that, so that one just has to disappear. No, so it's just, okay, so, like, I got into this really long debate the other day about attractive Asian dudes, and I'm sure that the guys I wrote this about are gonna know exactly who I'm talking about, because they've also had to hear this very long, lengthy thing. So I'm not really, like, into a specific type of Asian dude. Hot guys are hot guys. So who cares if they're Chinese or Korean or Japanese, other than whether you can have them all at a dinner party together, because they don't tend to vibe very well with people of other cultures, which I find, I don't know, a little bit like impishly charming. But understand there's a bunch of history on that, but I am the dumb idiot girlfriend that would not understand all of that stuff and would make a huge faux pas at dinner. So my intention with the male lead of that is to make him like quasi, like, like, I think it's important for the male lead to be able to be like sort of an any man Asian, because like I have had crushes on a variety of different Asian men, so I don't think it would be really fair to pick a specific, like, he's Chinese or he's Japanese or he's Korean or whatever, because fine men abound in all of the countries. So I did my very best to give him kind of like a sort of generic-ish name without totally losing the plot on that. And like I said earlier, which you may have missed, I really did, I advocated for a blonde character in this one, because I feel like I'm kind of like tending to write more brunette characters, but I promise I really did try to get a blonde character in here, and I got vetoed hardcore, which was crazy. I didn't expect that at all. Where's the original? So this was one of the things that I tried to get past the ARC readers, and they were like, no, I want this cover. And I was like, okay, fair enough. The ladies want what the ladies want. And so I think I'm going to have more blonde characters in at least
one of the next books that I write, just for some representation. I have a redhead in Bite. Very few blonde characters. So eventually we'll write something that it makes sense to have more blonde characters in, because I think that that's probably nice to do. Where is it at? I'm such a scatterbrain, you guys. If you guys ever have to, like, jostle me back to the plot, you guys have full license to do so. Tick tock. Turn the feedback. I'm finally here. Okay. This one's for the woman of the hour. Uh-oh. Shift makes it a weird shape. This one's for the woman of the hour. So this is the book that I'm currently working on, Where the Feedback Ends. And that one will be, the ARC reads for that will be available on June. Those will be available June. And then I'm going to just kind of straight to publish it the moment that it's formatted it correctly. But I'm just going to open it up for free for you guys, so you guys can read that one for free. And then once my ARC reader program says I can't do that anymore, then I'll just, you guys will be able to pre-order it the moment it goes live. But yeah, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. So Moon and Marble is, I don't want to spoil it, but it's kind of like an adoptive billionaire romance scenario, and I think the characters are really fun, and even the dad, I spent like a bunch of time on the male lead's dad, and once again, I just need to like finish the structuring for the male lead's mom, because I feel like she's a very pivotal character, and it wouldn't do her justice to make her just like this one-dimensional like mom character. I want her to feel like really lived in like the other characters. And in fact, for the first 3 like chapters, okay, so I will give you guys just a teensy spoiler, without fully being a spoiler. So you guys know like season 1 of Game of Thrones, how you guys were like super down and you're like, oh my gosh, Ned Stark, like the man of the hour. It's going to be kind of those vibes for the first 3 chapters, and then I'm just going to absolutely just take a gut hook to you guys and just like pull out all of your feelings. And you guys are going to be, ideally, if I write this correctly, you guys will be devastated. And so I'm going to apologize for that in advance, but it really is kind of an arc for all of the other characters to have this just like tragedy that they have to deal with. And the ARC readers have bullied me into that being the next book to come out, but they also want me to write Thirst, so I am kind of at their beck and call for this. So after I finish Bite and Where the Feedback Ends and Moon and Marble, I did have someone request me do a second book for Moon and Marble, which I really was just planning on it being a standalone series. But everybody wants Alice to have a romance. And I'm like, Alice doesn't even exist yet. Alice is just like a theory as far as you're concerned. And they're like, but I want to know how Alice's story ends. I'm like, okay. So I'm probably going to have to make like a musician art girl romance for Alice, because Alice deserves a happy ending too. Even though I very much feel like Alice is kind of like, I don't know, she's like the best friend character in this book, but she is going to have her day in the sun if my ARC readers have to lock me in a room about it. So that's their plan. Gold Rush. And then I suppose once I finish these books, I have a Las Vegas romance, but I feel like that one's kind of just going to be like a little novelette. It is about, where did I put that? I don't even have a true title for it. I just put Let's Go Gambling, like I was in a complete fugue state when I wrote this. And that one will be, it's got 3 brothers hosting a Dan Bilzerian style meeting of women in early Las Vegas. So it's kind of got like early mafioso. I guess that one's a mob romance, I guess. I'm not really, like, hip to all these tropes. I just kind of read books. Like, I do like enemies to lovers. I will say that. I love enemies to lovers. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, guys. I'm just getting so, like, in the weeds about this. So the moment that we finish Where the Feedback Ends, we're just going to vibe. And I actually have a book club. And we will be reading some smut together, you guys, and feel free to suggest stuff in there that you enjoyed, and we'll get that on the docket for the book club, because I am so interested in reading more of that. And my ARC readers they've got to have something to bide their time until I finish these novels, because I am but one woman. I can't just write 6 books at a time, unfortunately. 2 at a time, doable, but 6 books at a time is a little much. So we'll be doing some book clubs. I'm in like 3 book clubs right now. I'm so behind. Fourth Wing. I haven't read Fourth Wing. I am so down for that. Let me see if I can. Ooh. I actually have the PNG for that one. I don't have. Does everybody have Goodreads? I just learned about Goodreads. So let's put the image up for that, and then you guys can find the book club on there. And book club. Nice. Yeah, I just learned about book club, and I am so about it. Okay, so this is going to be the icon in the groups for the book club. And so the moment... Okay, like, chill out, Streamlabs. My gosh. So this is going to be the book club icon. It is... Oh. Try again. Nope. Oh, what am I? Hi, squirrel. Hello. Yeah, I just got into Goodreads because I had to get on there to claim my book. Yes. Oh, you're so helpful. Squirrel got a waffle for breakfast, so she's really excited. Squirrel has a pack-a-day habit with Churu, and I'm trying to wean her off of it because she is a little addict. Yeah, she's so smart. She knows exactly how to manipulate me. And I'm pretty sure that she was a human that's been cursed to be a cat or something, because she understands way more than any cat I've ever understood. Yes, you're so crazy. So I told her last night, I said, Squirrel, there will be no churro. It's bedtime. I will make you waffles tomorrow for breakfast. And she said, okay. And then she went to go wake up my roommate so that my roommate would just make her waffles, because she is a little imp. Yeah. I think it would be really cute to have her stamp her little paw on the books too, because she really did help me like kind of focus. Because when she comes in here and she sits in my lap, like it keeps me from doing other things. And I was in here for like hours and hours just writing that book. It really unsettled my husband, because usually I'm over here playing video games and he doesn't quite care for that, because I logged 500 hours on Baldur's Gate and he said that that was a bit excessive. But if I'm writing, then the kitty's over here. But she doesn't like to be over here when I'm gaming because there's too many things going on. Yeah. Such a cutie. But when we finish Where the Feedback Ends, we're just going to get into book club for probably the entire month of July, I think. Because my day job gets super busy. So I'm going to have to do a bunch more prep work. And it's going to be hot. And I don't think I'm going to want to be inside. I think I'm going to probably go swimming because I just had swimming lessons. So I'm going to probably be swimming a lot. Swimming and reading and listening to all of the recommendations you guys have on the book club. And I think I tried to put the book club is public, because I tried to do a link on Twitch, I think. And it's only good for like 30 days, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I think February, after I formatted Bite, I went and read through the entire ACOTAR series, like just mainlined that entire series. I can't remember when Silver Flames came out. A Port of Silver Flames release date. Oh, so it's been out for a minute. When is another book of her going to come out? JMS book release. Sick of sunny side up things. Oh, Crescent City was the last thing she dropped. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I was, like I said, I was trying to figure out how to do signed author copies for that. So the moment I figure that out, I'm going to make those available for my ARC readers because they really did help out a lot. And, you know, when you're first starting out, I think I probably would have written it with or without people to like kind of cheer me on that. But it's still important. It's an important part of the process, and you guys' reviews really provide the social proofing for other people to get a hold of novels. And honestly, I don't really care that I'm putting it out there for free because if you like it, you like it. And, you know, I think I value more people's enjoyment out of it more so than, like, I guess technically making money off of it. Because I plan on writing all these other books anyway. Like, one of them will hit. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be the first book. But if all of you guys enjoy this, then I'll get to make, I thought about making a spin-off for, like, the Vampire King, like, before he turned. I think that would be fun. Because I also really, really liked Nightmare of the Wolf from The Witcher, even though I feel like they kind of butchered a little bit of the lore aspects of that. But just the fact that you got to see, like, young, sexy Vesemir was, that was pretty sick. Also, a little bit of a lore drop on here. I think I talked about it in a couple of my other streams. So if you've already saw that, I apologize. But I don't like the concept of vampires just being able to like sprout wings out of nowhere or turn into bats. I feel like magic kind of needs to have some weight to it, and you have to have like energy to create mass and stuff like that. So in this universe, if a vampire was wanting to sprout wings, that would require quite a bit of energy. And so they would have to consume... Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So they would have to consume a bunch of energy in the form of blood or meat. And then that would give them the framework to create the wings. And then if they didn't want to expend that much energy the next time, they would have to like house the structure of the wings within themselves. And then it would make more sense for them to be able to expel something that's like hidden within their body. Kind of like the frills on a lizard. Like they would just like pop those out, and then they would be expending more energy to propel them out than to like create them every single time. So one of the questions I got from some of the readers was like, well, if they can shapeshift, basically, like, why aren't they all shapeshifting? And it's like, well, because they're incredibly handsome men. Why would they need to? Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I think that you've given me a lot to think about. And I can't wait to read books with you guys in the book club. And I can't wait for you guys to read the books. I feel like you're really going to like it. And if you don't, that'll be a learning opportunity for me. So thank you. And I hope you sleep well. Fixed, you never got a trophy from me. I'm the one who's lonely. Do I doing great? I'm gonna accommodate. Okay, so more dialogue that we've got to work through. And the one before the one before the one before the one. I feel like I feel like a trash taste. Tell me when you want me. Okay. Glad I could accommodate. I'm the one before the one before the one before the one.
The one before, the one before, the one. Bass, the mic, the treble. I like my coffee black just like my metal with the bass, the mic, the treble. I like my coffee black just like my metal. I can't wait for you to fuck me up in a minute, I can't wait. In a sec. Shut me up. I can't wait for you to shut me up. Shut me up. Shut me up. Na na na. Na na na. The mic, the treble. I like my coffee black just like my metal with the bass, the mic, the treble. I can't wait for you to fuck me up in a minute. Yes, a minute. I can't wait for you to fuck me up. In a second. Let me hit my panic. Okay. More dialogue. Count down for release. On it right now. Nope. I can't wait for you to shut me up. Shut me up. Size 320. I could run out of money. Okay, so let's try. Let's try and put that timer on Twitch. Channel. You've been telling me I could run out of money. No. Back to Twitch. Channel.
Edit panels, there we go. No. Extension. Even if I do count down. One at a time. Count down to which no flowers. No flowers. Okay. Violets are too. No amount flowers could lead me back to you. No sometime. Can I make extensions? Extensions for games. Roses are dead, violets are too. No amount flowers could bring me back to you. No amount. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. No amount flowers could bring me back to you. Can I make an extension? Trackers. Okay. Well, let's try and just embed it. We'll see how that goes. To make me forget. I want you to make me forget. Submit. Okay, let's see how that went. Here you go. No, it did not. But I bet it would do a browser source on here. Browser source. Pounds on timer. Where the feedback is. $20, $150, $400, $500, $600, $800, $900. There we go. Want you to make me forget who I am tonight, home tonight. I want you to make me forget who I am tonight, Me forget this. Me forget. There we go. To make me forget who I am tonight, I want you to make me forget. Perfect. Alright, so we have that. Perfect. Okay, so we have my favorite pouches. I'm having a great time. Being the punchline of my own joke. Hello. So I am working on writing my second novel. The first novel that I wrote was Bite, and it is a vampire romantasy book. Oop, just right there. And that one is available for free for ARC Reads. There is a link in either my YouTube, which you can find. It's not this YouTube. It is... Byrd Official. So that is the correct YouTube for all of my writing stuff. I'm working on getting 100 subscribers on there so that I can just directly live stream from there. But YouTube's being a bit of a stickler, so right now I'm streaming from my Dinkin' Around YouTube, which is not the correct one, so you're going to want to follow Byrd Official. And then if you're following me on Twitch, then you can just click on the little advert that looks just like this, or just like that, and you can read that book for free. And it is about a sunshine vampire, ironically, and a grumpy farm girl that go on an adventure because he's been ousted from the kingdom he's supposed to be ruling. And I had a lot of fun writing that. It is part of a 3-part series. I nearly finished storyboarding book 2 of that series. And because I get bees under my skin unless I'm doing something, I also wrote... Oh, not that one. Not the book club. I am also currently writing Where the Feedback Ends. I have 6 more chapters until that one's completed. So the timer on here is for when I need to be completed with writing that book, so that I can format it, so that I can publish that. This book is basically a lot of fatherless activities, so I figured that releasing it on Father's Day was apt.
Top of the class isn't just prom queen. Sheen buttons her blouse.
Nope, not that one.
Every weekend that we hang out. I would say seems better.
I don't have any queued users. What does that mean? Nope, it's not that one.
I've gotta tell her.
Yes, so if you're on Twitch, you can just go to my channel and you will click not that one. You'll click something that looks like this poster and you can read my book for free. All you have to do is leave a review. And I think it's also available for pre-order on Amazon right now. But I'm not fully publishing it until I get the proofs back for the paperback copies. That is a great question. Yes, thank you. And then this is the first book of a 3-part series. I'm working on part 2 right now, and then I'm also working on a billionaire romance that's also going to come out probably around the same time as book 2 of that. And currently, I am working on a contemporary fiction, and I have until June 7th, I think we figured out, June 7th to finish that one so that I can format it and publish it on Father's Day. So that'll also be available for free. I'm going to have that in the same place, but I'll update those links the moment that the ARC read positions are available for that so that you guys can read it for free. Don't know how to set that up. I am still working on the tech aspect of this. I'm not very familiar with it. The 2 books listening to me. Yes, thank you. So they're both very different. The first book is a romantasy series with dark fantasy elements, and then this book is more of a contemporary fiction. The second book, the one that I'm currently writing, that one has elements of kind of like drugs and musicians and two friends growing apart and sort of grieving the loss of a friendship when one of them isn't dead. So the person is still living, but no longer living with you, and how the character kind of navigates that poorly, and then how that ends for both of them, because the main character doesn't really get any closure, but you as the reader get to have a glimpse at the very end of how those two paths diverge, which I thought was really fun, and I can't wait to finish it. I need to finish it. So, let's see, we have 11 days to finish it, which, I mean, it's not a lot, but I think it's very doable. Yesterday, I finished, I got halfway through the flashback, so that's nearly done. And then I just need a couple of more elements into it. I need to add, like, kind of a sinister chapter that I need to finish. Oh, perfect. Yeah. I hope you love it. It was really fun to write. I didn't get bored with it until about the 10th time I had to read it all the way through. So hopefully that is a good omen and you enjoy. And then book 2 is going to have kind of an unhinged black flag love interest and a villainous arc. And that one is so far very fun to write, but I have a few key elements of that book that I need to stitch up before I fully get to storyboarding and writing that one. So pop back over to that one while I try and figure out where I ended as far as chapter 3. Okay, I have chapter 3. Oh, that's right. I was editing this on my phone, so I switched it to single page view. Where's that? 2-page view. Okay, so it looks like I have I'm about halfway through the flashback, so that one's nearly finished. And then I still need to finish the dialogue for Ghost Shouldn't Text Back. And then I need to finish A Place to Land and the version of her I keep. And then I think I'll write Learning How to Stand Still and the epilogue. I think I'll write those after instead of in order. Cringy goth. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a cool concept. I like that. This one has so the main male love interest. I haven't decided if I'm going to make this a reverse harem or not. I feel like that's a little bit greedy, but we'll see. We'll see how the story shakes out. It is a kind of like an aristocrat bard turned vampire, and sort of him shirking his duties and sort of the shenanigans he gets into because of that. I'm really interested right now in book 2. I'm writing a scene where I don't want to spoil it, but there's a scene where somebody confronts him in a temple, and there's like a little bit of like kind of a cat fight moment there, but I haven't figured out how I want to write that. If it should be just like the main character and the priestesses, or the main character, the male love interest, and the priestesses. Because I feel like one has more volatility to it, and I think that could lead very nicely into the court intrigue that leads to other things in that book. I really don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I could talk about that for ages and ages, because it's just been living in my brain for the last 6 months, and it's just this whole compendium of knowledge that I have for this. But if you guys read it and you guys join the Discord and you want spoilers, I'll spoil it for you if you want. I have little to no self-control when it comes to that. I'm the kind of person that has a really difficult time keeping surprises. I'm the worst person to get you a gift. I will get you a very thoughtful gift, but if it takes too long for me to give you that gift, I'll just tell you about it. Nice. Yeah, that's super cool. Have you read, I can't remember which one of the Witcher books it is, but have you read the Witcher books? There's kind of a fun excerpt about vampires in, I want to say it's Tower of the Swallow. Have I published stuff? Technically, Bite is published, but I'm waiting for, so the ebook is available. You can just read the ebook. But I sent in the proofs for the paperback, and the formatting got all messed up. So I'm trying to make sure that looks nice and pretty before I send that out. And then I'll launch the ebook and the paperback at the same time. And then I just formatted a book for my husband. He's working on a book as well. But the last vampire thing. I am also, we also have a book club. So the moment, where's that? Boom. So the moment that I finish my second book, which is Where the Feedback Ends, which is contemporary fiction, I'm going to spend all of, oh, yeah, it might be me. I did just have a tech guy look at my laptop, and that was probably pretty grueling for him, because I'm like, what's bitrate? And he's like, oh, God. And so he kind of helped me set it up so that I have noticed that I don't have any dropped frame rate. So it's probably you, bud. Boop. Yeah, strong internet connection, no drop frames. It looks like I'm Gucci on my end. It's possible it's me, but so yeah, so the moment I finish this book, this will be my second book that I've written, and will be releasing in June on Father's Day. That's the goal. And I think we can do it. It's only 6 chapters. I mean, I wrote 50 chapters for the first book in less than 2 months. Well, no, hold on. October, November, 2 weeks of December. It's easy. It's 1,000, 3,000 words a chapter. Super doable. So then that one will get finished. And then for all of July, we're just going to do book club. So if you have any recommendations for books, go ahead and drop those in the book club, and we'll get those on the docket. And we're going to have lots of discussions on that, because I just found out that Goodreads is a thing in the course of getting this novel published. And I'm obsessed. I'm already in 2 book clubs that I'm kind of behind in, because I decided to finish out Christopher Paolini's new book, Murtag. Yeah, so I finished Bite. I started, I think the first thing in my notes is October 14th. And then I finished it, I want to say December 22nd, somewhere around there. No, it was before then. When's my last draft on here? Because I immediately put it on Booksprout, which was, I was a little bit over enthusiastic with that, and then I messed up my review launch dates. It would be under files. So where's the first instance of it? 5/24. Yeah, I think I officially finished that second week of December-ish, because it was well before Christmas. Because I told my friend, I was like, you can read this book for Christmas, and she still hasn't gotten back to me on it. My arc readers have lapped her already, which is hilarious. So October So like 2 months-ish for, I think it ended up being like 99,000 words. I had it to 104,000, but I thought that was a little much, so I kind of like pared that down a little bit. I was like, you know what, I can flesh this out in book 2. It doesn't need to all be in book 1. That's a little bit excessive for a first book. But if you would like tips for writing your novel, I wrote down all of the things that helped me, and I have a 30-day email course that's totally free. It is under, I don't know if I put that on my Twitch. It's definitely on my YouTube. So if you go to, if you just go to birdflock.com, it'll, you can sign up for that. And, thank you. I appreciate that. So if you go to byrdflock.com, it will, that's how you get the 30 tips in 30 days. And I even, it paused my Spotify. Oh, because I logged into Twitch. That's why I did it. So one of the tips I'll just give you right now, I made a playlist for all of my books. So when I'm sitting here writing, I have a playlist of, sometimes it's per character. So for Bite, I have like, Eric's has his own chapter, and Dimitri has his own chapter, and, their own playlist. And then I'm building one for Serena. But Serena's kind of like sad, so I've just kind of been replacing hers with the characters for Where the Feedback Ends, Ash and Ren, and they have their own playlist, which is the one I'm listening to right now to help me kind of get into the zone to write this book. And Spotify's really good at kind of like suggesting stuff that's in a similar like element to what you're trying to put out there anyway. So then it helps me kind of visualize the scenes in my head and like, okay, like where are they at? What are they doing? What's like the atmosphere? What's the vibe? Like, how's everybody feeling? And then that really helped me. But there's like, I think 29 other things in there that I found really helpful to finish writing my book. Honestly, I thought I couldn't write a book. I thought it was something that people with like degrees and stuff had to do. But then I just typed out 104,000 words and was like, oh, word, this is a lot. And then I immediately went into finding an illustrator, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get lucky and find like the perfect illustrator for this. And then I found my illustrator, and she was a gem. She was absolutely amazing. And I was like, there's no way she's going to get me this hand-drawn cover in a month. Like, there's no way. And so I was certain that she wasn't going to get me the cover until June. And so I set my launch campaign for October, but like, whoopsie, way sooner can I launch that. In fact, the moment that I get my chapter edits back from one of my ARC readers turned editor, then I will, then I'll release that on Amazon just for fun, so those people can read it as soon as they want. But you can read it for free. Yeah. What's your goal? Or is your goal for it to be, because Bite ended up being, I don't know, it ended up being like that thick of a cover, and yeah, it ended up being probably about an inch and a quarter or something like that, I think. I don't have the physical copy because I gave it to my ARC reader. Because, I mean, what was I doing with it? It has the proof copy on the cover, which drives me nuts. But right now, Where the Feedback Ends is sitting at 40,000 words, and it needs to be about 60,000 words when it's finished. So, like, what's your goal? What's your goal finished word count, approximately? Just finish the story. Well, it depends on... Yeah, I mean, I guess the story's finished when the story's finished. Are you like a storyboarder, or are you more of like just kind of flow state writer? Because, I mean, I think with Bite, I did like the raw scaffolding of it, and then I was like, okay, what do I need to, what elements do I need to incorporate in here? I really liked writing the first five chapters of it. That was really fun. I thought it might be a little bit much because there's a lot of hatred towards creatures of the porcine variety, and I didn't think people would rock with that. In fact, one person didn't. They DNF'd it. They were just like, not for me. So I can only assume that they had a personal vendetta against pigs. So it's such an eclectic problem to have. But I was, at least one person was going to not like that aspect of the book. So I was proven right on that. But yeah, so do you have like an outline for it? Do you have like a beginning, middle, end kind of? If it's a short story, I pants it. The first time I attempted a long novel, so I outlined it. Then I wrote the first draft and rewriting it because the first draft was like the outline with letter grammar. Right, so you're just working on expansion. If you're just working on expansion, then that's probably going to be a good 100 thou when you're finished with it, probably. Are you incorporating like censor? Is this what's the genre? What's the genre, if you don't mind my asking? Day to say goodbye. Oh, this song is such a banger. I got absolutely obsessed with this song while I was writing this. It just incorporates exactly the feeling and sentiment of this girl's downward spiral. Like, just imagine her like laying on the floor of her room, not even in her bed. She's too depressed for that. Romance, yeah. Like contemporary romance, fantasy romance. What are we talking here? Because if it's contemporary romance, I could see that because you don't have to do as much world building because it's like modern, so you don't have to explain like the scaffolding of the world because it's like, you know what a computer is or you know what a car is, basically. Like, you're not writing it like you're explaining to aliens like how life is. But yeah, this song reminds me of like a sad girl laying on the floor of her bed. She doesn't even have the energy to like lay on her bed, and she's just got tears just streaming down while she's holding like a postcard from like a loved one. Such a good song. Very, very emotionally evocative. Like a sweater. Tongue sweet reminiscences. Playing apart and breaking my heart. Going the storm. Oh, nice. Yes. Well, I think you have until I think that one ends. I don't necessarily think there's a deadline to read it, but I think the deadline for voiceover with English subtitles, yeah, should be good. That's actually how I edited the first book. Is I just did. I have a couple of friends that are blind, and so they really hooked it up with all of the like how to utilize Apple stuff while being blind. And it turns out it also works for being dumb too, because it helped me find all of the super, super simple grammatic mistakes that I made and everything. So I just make the robot read my story to me, and I can by ear hear the mistakes I've made, and then I have to run back to my computer and correct them. Very helpful. That's how I read it the first 4 times. And then I just was flipping through looking for they call it widows and orphans, which I don't really understand, but if you just have like a single word on a page, it's very, very unpleasant formatting wise. But yeah, enjoy. I think. Oh, how long will it take you? I think it ended up being like maybe 10 hours or something like that max, but it goes by quick. I try not to get really bogged down in like academic speech, so it should be a pretty decent read through. It's not going to be no Christopher Polini, I can tell you that. I've been stuck on Murtak for probably about a month now. It just gets so, it's like I'm wading through mud in some of these chapters. I gotta admit, it's not my favorite book that I've read, but Nice. Nice. Yeah. I think honestly that one you're probably pretty close. Probably somewhere between like, I don't know, low end 60, high end 80 maybe. So you're probably pretty close there. Are there any like thematic elements that you're trying to do you think in concepts of like literary devices, or is that an autism thing? I'm never quite sure if I'm humaning correctly, so it's always interesting to me to see how other people like conceptualize their books. All the things you do to me. Yeah, I got some pretty quick, like, let me see how the fastest people that read that campaign really quick for you. Short arms. Book Sprout. So, yeah. I really need a desktop setup. One day, you guys, we will have the ideal setup for here. This isn't even really a chair. This is just the concepts of a chair. Oh, wow, I'm an expert at Book Sprout. Who would have known? So the expiration on here is June 20th. You'll definitely get through it. Maybe put some faith in there. You started. Okay, so this person claimed my book like 2 months ago, and then she completed her I mean, it took her about a month, but she seems to be an older gal, or that's just at least my perception of it. I could be completely incorrect. Let's see. This one, I got a really, really fast review on this one. Participants. Yeah, so hopefully Artemis doesn't get upset with me. I think I'm going to use her. Yeah, so this person claimed my book 36 days ago. And then, so what would have been, hey Siri, what was the date 36 days ago? Dang. Okay, so this girl read my book in 2 days. She got it on April 20th, and then she submitted her review on the 22nd, which is definitely what I would consider a speed run. That is crazy work. I didn't notice that. That is nuts. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think my dad is also autistic, and so when he went to diagnose me, he was like a real shifty about it. But I've gotten a lot of feedback on the TISM. Luckily, if you're kind of like high functioning, that goes undiagnosed, but like, I don't really care either way, diagnosed, undiagnosed. A lot of the workarounds for being autistic work, so that's good enough for me. Thankfully, with some cognitive behavioral therapy, I've been able to circumvent a lot of the task management problems I had as a kid, and sensory issues and stuff like that. Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, you definitely have a more lucrative day job than me, I will say that. I do prep. I do like prep cooking and stuff like that. Technically, I'm a baker, but I don't know. I don't think I spend enough time baking to actually claim that title. She likes a boy, she likes a boy, she likes a boy, she likes. Oh, you might like this song for your book. I'm not a boy. Ooh. I'm like a third of the way through. Right. So when I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to think of like, I really would like to have the technical skills to create a mind map so you guys can kind of see like the linkages that I'm putting between the things. But I don't really have the patience for that, and I lack the skill creatively to be able to like collage that. I think I'd need to have a giant whiteboard and then write those things out and then have like the little twine strings. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely much better to be able to spend time on your passions and your hobbies. But let's see. So think about like the different emotions and stuff like that your characters would be going through, and like what scenes would help explore those with the audience as they're reading it. So if you're wanting one of the characters to have like a particular like emotional arc on something, then think of things that could like essentially like, you know, when you're watching a movie, like how does the couple making dinner together not only advance the plot, yes, but how does it like show you their relationship dynamic and like how they interact with each other, or how does it give you like glimpses into the character and sort of their eccentricities, or like how they process things or perceive things. But it sounds like you're pretty close there. It sounds like you're pretty you're on the cusp of it, which is honestly more than most, because I think a lot of people think like, oh, I'll write a book, and then they never do it. There's an author in my family that she's written 2 books, and it's taken her 20 years. So you're already ahead of the game. I mean, 95% of it is just doing it, you know, and you're close. You're on the final leg of the journey, you know. Nice. Plus, LGB stuff is like super hot right now. I mean, I think I explore LGB elements in my book, but I wouldn't say that it's like a gay awakening book or anything like that. I think it's more more navigating like the loss of a friendship with like I would assume gay elements in it. Watching this song, God, I love this band. I'll shut in the dawn. I'll keep drinking after hours, 'cause there's no love that's after hours. This song dropped while I was writing this book, and I went absolutely feral for it. I was so obsessed with it. They're pretty much, I think it's Voila is how you pronounce their. Let's go back one more. Go back one more. Behave. Yeah, I think it's Voila. I'm probably butchering that, potentially. But they feature pretty heavily in my playlist for Bite. You know, I almost got into playing the lute the other day, and then I realized that I actually just wanted to finish writing my book. I tend to sort of task branch a lot of my different hobbies. So eventually, I will really shore that up to like maybe 5 things that I rotate around doing. One of those being milking goats. Yeah, you see, you know, that's an element that I looked into for writing Moon and Marble, because it's like, I'm just a white chick. Like, how am I going to write Asian characters? But I have crushed pretty super hard on Asian gentlemen that I have written this book sort of with in mind. And I don't think they'll be too bummed about it. I think that their sister might not be very happy about it, but hopefully they don't let her read it. And I mean, I think what you could do is you could just, I don't know, you could just like interview people about it. I plan to do that. One of my ARC readers and I are working on a podcast once the 2 of us get a little bit more settled, because we're both in kind of chaotic places right now. But, you know, like sort of like a call-in show, sort of to sort of crowdfund this information. But I mean, I've known tons and tons of lesbians, and I've been in several lesbian relationships. So, I mean, it's sort of like speed running a regular relationship is, I think, how I would describe that. Every girl that I ever dated wanted to like immediately move in with me. One girl, I stole a dog with her on our second date. That was interesting. Not on purpose. We were in this like, well, you'll probably kind of understand more of the background of this. We were going through a walk through this like super Hispanic neighborhood, and there was like this Chihuahua in the road, and she was like, "Oh no, this dog, like this is a stray dog," and I'm like, "No, that's a Mexican dog. Like that's his home. His home is this general area." And she was like, "No, like, oh, like we need to take this dog." I'm like, "Honey, trust me, that dog has a home, and that home is right there, and those people do not want two gay white ladies stealing their dog." And then she was like gonna try and pick this dog up, and she almost got bit, which was crazy. So then I have to like shuck all the shoelaces out of my combat boots, and then I like made like a noose or whatever, and I got the dog so that she didn't get bit, because I didn't have any of my like first aid stuff in the car, because we just gone on like a whimsical stroll. And she was like, "This is going to be our dog." And I was like, this bitch is certified crazy. Like, this bitch is institutionalizable. And so I was like, okay, cool. And she takes the dog back to the house, and she's like examining it and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't believe I just like fucking stole a dog for this crazy girl. Like, we haven't even gotten to like, I haven't even hit a home run with this chick before. And we're stealing dogs together. Like, this is not the arc I'm trying to go on with this girl. And so I was just like, "Oh, no problem, baby." By the way, if you know this girl, no, you don't. Do not tell her this story. She'll be so mad. Her and her new girlfriend will be very angry with me about this. But also, you're welcome. You got good luck chucked. Now you're with probably the love of your life. I was not for you. So, in the meantime, I'm in this girl's house with this stolen dog, basically. A dog. Exactly. So like I'm familiar with the culture, because I keep telling my Mexican neighbor, I'm like, Italians are basically the Mexicans of Europe, and he doesn't believe me, and he also kind of regards me with like some general suspicion. He's constantly stunning on me that I don't have goats, though. So the moment that I get my ideal little plot of land and get goats, he's going to be getting like rapid fire text messages of me just like holding money in front of goats and being like, "What up, Carlos?" Like, ugh. So she's got this stolen dog in her living room, and I'm like, "Oh, you know what? I got to go back to class, babe," because I had biochemistry at the time. I'm like, "I got to go back to class. I'll take the dog." Un poco. My family hasn't been Italian for a couple of generations, but the food, muy bien. Yes. And none of us speak Italian either, because, like, generationally at the time when they came over, it was, like, trashy to speak another language, which is such a dumb thing with immigrant culture. Like, we could have made so much money being translators if everybody just, like, secretly taught 2 languages to their kids. Bilingual, trilingual kids all day. So I'm at a competitive disadvantage job-wise, but I speak a teensy bit of Spanish because my coworker doesn't speak any English, and so we back and forth. But that part of my brain has to be turned on, because this white lady from Mexico came up the other day, and she was like just machine gunning out Spanish, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do that unless I'm talking to somebody. My brain doesn't turn that on if you're like in the wrong context. So I just like completely just voided the entire server. It was ridiculous. And so anyway, I'm sitting in this girl's living room with this stolen dog, which by the way is like her 4th dog. Yeah, you could do that. Put it as LGBT and ARC readers, and then put in there that you want heavy criticism, and trust me, they'll tell you. If there's one thing about the gays, it's that they'll tell you. More so than regular girls, which, whew, God love them, you know? So I'm sitting in this girl's living room with this stolen dog, and I'm like, "Baby, I gotta go back to class. Why don't I just take this dog, and, like, I'll take it to the pound, and I'll get it microchipped. Like, I'll check the microchip, and if it doesn't have a microchip, it'll be our little sweet cuddle baby." And I was just like, I am absolutely not doing that. I am like 1000% certain that this is just a Mexican dog that lives at this residence. And so then I go back to Little Mexico, and I'm sitting with this dog on the front porch, and all of the people that were like sort of milling around, gone. Poof. Like a magician trick. All gone. Because there's some random white lady sitting on their front porch with this dog. And I'm just like, you guys, I get it. This is weird as hell. This is weird as hell. I don't look like I belong here. This is back like pre-Spanish lessons too. So my Spanish was ass. I can't conjugate worth a shit. But I'm getting better. And so I'm just like sitting there holding this stolen dog. And I'm like, oh God, please have these people come out. So I miss my class entirely. I sit on this front porch for an hour and a half because I don't want to be wrong and have this be like the neighbor's dog. And then when they let out their giant pit bull, it like attacks a chihuahua or something. So I'm like, I need to be certain that this is the correct house for this chihuahua and not like a single door over or something, which I'm sure it would have worked out, but I would have felt bad. And that was a direct drive that she had to and from my school. So I didn't want my ex-girlfriend to be able to like be like, oh no, like something happened to that chihuahua, you terrible bitch. And so finally someone comes from around the back, which like old school, like don't want to talk to the feds through your front door kind of stuff. I really respect that about the culture. And they're like, hello. And I'm like, hi, sorry, my girlfriend stole your dog. This is your dog, correct? And they just look at me like, yes. And then they take the dog and then wandered off. And I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing. And now I'm going to have to explain to my professor that my crazy girlfriend stole a dog and that's why I couldn't come to class. And they're not going to believe me. That was just insane. I would like to say that's the first time a girl tried to get me to steal an animal for her, but it isn't. So that is the first time it worked, though. Oh, yeah. It was bad. And of course they sent like a man out front too. So I'm just like, I don't know what these people, like, I thought maybe they thought I was going to like yell at them or something, but I'm just like, I am so sorry. And I didn't even get any cat about it. I stole a dog and I didn't even get a cat about it. So that was probably the most unfortunate, L's in chat for that or whatever it is they say. I don't think it's L's. What is it? R in chat or something. But yeah, that was crazy. That girl really had me wrapped around her finger. And the whole reason I ended up dating that girl was because I got into a fight with my roommate's girlfriend because she was being like such a bitch. He started dating this little Asian girl and she like was over at our apartment all the time and she wanted to have a birthday week, which I was just like, yawn. Who has a birthday week? That's ridiculous. And I was like, okay, well, I'm inviting this girl over and I'm trying to get freaky deaky. So we're going to watch some horror movies and I'm going to try and hello. Unhinged lesbian stories for this particular part of the stream, I guess. Which I'm certain is going to feed into... Did I write her into this book? I hope I didn't write her into this book. I can't remember who wrote her into this book or not. I almost wrote in another girl that I dated into this book, but I decided this is not her book. That'll be a different book. That'll maybe be in the Mafioso book that I write. She'll get a debut in there. Becky with the good hair will get to be in that book, I think. I think it makes more sense. I did put a super sweet girl that I dated as a character into this book. Hopefully she doesn't find this because she would be mortified and very upset. But that's also that Asian girl's fault, funny enough. So circling back to that, this Asian girl wants to have a weekend birthday, like a week-long birthday celebration at my apartment. My apartment. Yes. Yes, it's true. We do that. Please don't quote me on that. She'd be so mad. But also, she's dating another girl now, so, like, I guess she can't be that mad. And we also never hooked up, so... I mean, she doesn't really know what she's missing. But, ooh, I did write... Okay, I wrote a couple of girls that I dated into this book. Luckily, I don't think one of them reads, so she won't read this book at all. Lucky me. So, you know what? If you read this book when it comes out, tell me if you can guess... if you can guess which girls in this book that I actually dated and which one of them are fabrications. It goes it goes task branchingly. We have 6 more chapters in here. I need to finish the second half of the flashback in chapter 3, and then that will mean that chapters 1 through 20 are completed, which leaves us 5 chapters in the epilogue to finish. Chapter 21 has the beginning frameworks. That one has to have like kind of like a thriller aspect. I'm trying to do sort of like an Alfred Hitchcock moment in that chapter. And then I want to do a really, really sad chapter next. So I think I'm going to do the version of Her I Keep, which touches on abuse and like relationships where you stay with somebody because it's too inconvenient, you think, to leave them. And it involves entertainers. So that one will be really fun. Not actual entertainers, but like that's the context in which you sort of travel down that memory lane. And then the main character gets like super triggered about it. And you have like an eensy little flashback back there that makes her sad. And then the main character's love interest has to deal with that. And it's going to be really fun to write. But yeah, so I stole a dog for that one girlfriend, and we hadn't even hooked up yet, which just goes to show how wrapped around her finger I was. Because this Asian girl wanted to have a week-long birthday celebration at my apartment, and I was like, yo, I'm trying to invite a lady over, and we're gonna watch a scary movie, and we're gonna get down. And then we're like 10 minutes into finishing this movie, and this girl had decided that she wanted to have the entirety of my apartment to herself. And so she comes in, sees that I'm on the couch with a girl when she told me that I couldn't do that because it was her birthday week. And I was like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but it isn't me. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be the adult. Like, she's like still a teenager or so, because my roommate was like, I don't know, into young girls or whatever. Not that he's a creep about it, but like you get what you get, you know what I mean? If you're gonna date somebody that's never paid taxes before, these are the problems you're gonna have. And she was pretty though, I will give him that. So she comes in, sees that I'm watching this movie with this girl, which I was like, okay, she's gonna arrive at approximately this time. I'll just start the movie with this girl earlier so that we can both do what we want to do, like whatever. It'll give me an excuse to like sequester this girl off into my bedroom because I was a big scumbag back then. And I was like turning the temperature down so we'd have to snuggle and stuff, like all kinds of bad stuff. And she shows up, sees that I'm like on the couch watching this movie with this girl, and proceeds to stomp through my apartment and have the loudest like removal of Chinese food from the bag and like slamming chopsticks down and just being like a huge bitch in my kitchen about it. And so me and this girl are snuggled up on the couch because I've turned the AC all the way up and I have one blanket on a leather couch. And I was like, oh no, it's so cold. Maybe we should snuggle. Pro tip, definitely turn the temperature in your apartment way down if you're going to have a girl over. They're always cold and they love to snuggle. Unethical life tips from Riley. So then we look at each other, we share like a little telepathic moment, like, what a bitch, right? And then we go on a walk, and we basically just trauma bonded over the fact that my roommate's girlfriend was being such a cunt, and I dated her for like 3 months because of that. Anytime we were gonna have like a problem, and I'm just like, yeah, like, you made me steal a dog. She's like, remember that girl that was super rude to you in your apartment? I'm like, she is super rude. And I would just hyper fixate on the fact that like we both disliked this girl. And then that went on for 3 months, and I just dated this girl I was like madly incompatible with. She was like a gold star lesbian or whatever, and she was very mad that I was bisexual. So that was already just like not in the cards for us, because I am a fuck around and find out type of person. So if she made like one more petty conversation about how like I was not a good person for having dated men, I was going to sleep with one of her brothers just to prove a point, because they, just like her, were also attractive. So I'm glad that I'm no longer in my villain era, because that would have been a novel to write, let me tell you. Just the frat energy in that house would have just shattered, and it would have just been brother against sister. It would have just been, I mean, I feel like the Siege of Troy is maybe like overselling it a bit, but not by much. So this book is, I guess, God, now that I'm thinking about it, probably tamer than nonfiction version of it. But I wrote a couple of my ex-girlfriends into this book, so if you need more lesbian material and that, definitely check that out. There are at least, like I said earlier, I don't think this is an LGB book. Like, I don't really think that this is like a gay awakening book, but I would say there are homosexual elements into this book. Like, there are homosexual characters, but it's not like beating you over the head with it, I guess. Hello, you've entered at a very weird time. We are talking about gays and contemporary fiction, I guess. I don't know how I got into this tangent, but I do get into tangents. So this is going to be such an interesting thing to go back through and edit. It's going to be ridiculous. But there's a couple of threesomes in this book that were pretty fun to write. I would really love to make some character designs of a couple of the characters in here. Minor characters, but they just like linger, you know? Well, for me at least. Especially the ones I've based on real people. Those were really fun. Pro tip when you're writing, write your enemies into a book. It's so fun. So cathartic, so healing. But yeah, like I said, my favorite ex-girlfriends, I haven't even written those into a book. You know what? I should write Becky into the like mafioso romance one. I think she would fit in there really well. She's kind of just like this like kind of an Arabic princess sort of vibes, and I think I should put her in there. She's a character for sure. Yeah, here's the weirdest part. I don't think I ever dated any Latinas, but like I feel like I would rock really well with like a Latina chick. I feel like we have very similar energies, but maybe that would be a problem. But I'm definitely, I don't know. In my experience, I'm a little bit too aggressive to date other white chicks. I've got a little bit too much masculinity for that. Yeah, ideally, like, you know, Latina girlfriend would probably be the vibe. Lily. Oh, this song is so good. I really found a bunch of fun songs while I was making these playlists. So I guess, does that answer your question about lesbians, or does that make you more confused than ever? Oh, nope, that's the chat box. Cam, that's what I'm trying to adjust. Nope, I made that way too big. Alright, this is me. It changed pretty much nothing, actually. I think those two are closer together now, though. Currently about start reading Wonders. Middle School Dresden Fireman's Order. There's nice. Order of the Phoenix is a crazy pull. I haven't read that in forever. Middle grade fantasy. Have you read, I'm also a big fan of Heir Apparent by Vivian Van Velde. Even if that's not in my book club, I will be reading that for probably the 5th time. And then let me just pop up our book club. So the moment that I finish writing Where the Feedback Ends, I'm going to spend... Yeah, I mean, I pretty aggressively pursued that. I would say that most of my ex-girlfriends did not aggressively pursue that, which is why, like, if you look at the data, I skew more male, but that's just because I feel like we share more similar, like, values insofar as bedroom activities, as well as just kind of general temperament, probably. Because if you're dating like a super feminine chick as a woman and you're super aggressive, it kind of comes off like you're like a little predatory and stuff. Like, and that's not like super fun to be around like somebody that's supposed to be your person, to feel like, you know, that you're like, like trying to like hunt them or whatever. That shit's crazy. Nice. Well, thank you. I hope you really enjoy reading that. And if you have any feedback, good, bad, or otherwise, absolutely would love to hear that. Thank you. And then the other lesbian girls that I was friends with, there was an affair situation, which was pretty spicy, but I won't get into that part into the novel or in here. Nice. Yeah, send these TBR stack too. Nice. So the moment that I finish the book that I'm currently working on, we're going to be doing book club all July. So we'll be doing book club all July. If you go to Goodreads, this is the name of the book club. It looks just like this in the little icon. I don't know how to link it, but it's open. So go ahead and hop on there. And then July 1st is when we're going to start reading everything once I formatted everything for June. I think I have a couple of like events that I have to mess around with second part of June, so that's why we didn't start it in June. But yes, thank you. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that your reader I hope your reader does it justice. Spice Road. I'm also going to be working on reading this book eventually. This is on my reading list. But I have to wait to suggest that in one of the book clubs that I'm currently in. I'm like 3 books behind. I'm currently reading Murtak by Christopher Paolini, and I gotta admit, it's kind of like wading through mud in some chapters, so it's taking me longer than usual. And then I'm working on Pretty Girls, I think is the next one that I have. One of the girls in the book club suggested like a mystery thriller, so we're doing that. And then Haunting Adeline after that, which I'm like, woof, I don't know about that, but we're going to be reading that. I read Lights Out recently, and that one was pretty fun, actually. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. I think initially I didn't read it because of the cover, because it has like a cat skull on it, and I'm just like not about that vibe. Like, I'm witchy, but like not that kind of witchy. But it was just like kind of a creative choice because it's like a dark romance. It had nothing to do with the plot, but I was like, I don't know, it's a dark romance, like, but I actually enjoyed it. She has another book coming out called Caught Up, which I'll probably read as well. But the books are quickly piling up. It gets pretty crazy. But yeah, Hugo, sometimes it depends, honestly. Like, the one girl I dated, I was not sure that she was even... Yeah, see, if you like YA fantasy and stuff, I think you'd really like Vivian Van Veldt's Heir Apparent. I think you'd enjoy that. Unique magic system. Nice. Yeah, honestly, send your recommendations to the book club. I'd love to read these. I mean, I'm always looking for new books to read. And I get a lot of people with the ARC reads that ask me what my reading recommendations are. So if I've read it already, I'll suggest it. And if you guys suggest it and I read it and I like it, I'll suggest it to other people. Or if they ask me for a book that's very specific to what you've given me, I'll tell them about it. I can't wait to do book club. I'm so excited. I think we should do live book clubs so that we can like chat back and forth about it. I think we should do that. And snacks. I think we're also going to do snacks and recipes with those too. Yeah, like one of my girlfriends, I wasn't even sure that she was gay. It was so crazy. She invited me over and she's like, yeah, do you want to come up? Like, we worked out together, which I was like, okay, yeah, like straight girls work out together. That's a thing. And then she was like, let's watch The Bachelor together. I'm like, yep, straight girl activities, watching The Bachelor. And then she's like, oh, well, I got to put my laundry away. And I'm like, oh, she's probably just trying to, what was it that you said earlier? It was like, body doubling or something. I'm like, oh, yeah, she probably just like wants me in there so that like she gets a task done that she's been like putting off. I'm like, okay, sure. And then she goes, oh, it's kind of cold. Do you like want to get under the covers? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess I could do that. And then she's like, oh, like, I've never been with a girl before. And I'm just like, is this girl gay? So we ended up seeing each other for a couple of weeks. It was kind of a little bit of a flash in the pan romance, but I did not think that she was gay the entire time we were together. And the entire time I was like, there's no way. This is crazy. So I can see if my attempt to write. Oh, nice. So you write you're writing copy for that? Nice. I was also going to write a short sci-fi thriller similar to Ex Machina, but kind of more of a spicy version of that. But I think that one got tabled. I don't know that I finished pursuing that. But I mean, there's a range. I would say though that the heterosexual relationships I've been in, there's a lot less of a range. Transformers, the robots from the future. No. Ex Machina. Are you making a pun? I'm not very good with puns or sarcasm. Are you being clever? Seeing if it's accurate or not. Nice. Oh, what is it, Mr. Kitty? What is it, Mr. Kitty? Are you hungry? 1 second, I gotta give Mr. Kitty a bit of tuna. Come here. Now, do you want ocean fish or do you want regular tuna? Or, alternatively, you just want tuna? Is this one you want, or do you want salmon? Come here. No, focus. Do you want this or this? Which one do you want? Runs. Oh, the trials of having a skinny cat and a fat cat. Yes, they're so cute. If it wasn't a huge pain to do, I'll just show you a picture of them because my setup here is not very movable. Yes, it was nice to meet you. I also have a Discord. I think that's also in my Twitch chat. So if you have any other writing questions, hit me up. I'm going to be trying to make more channels on there. I think channels, threads. I'm learning Discord, but yeah. Yes, they're so cute. So in 2020, we fostered a bunch of twins, and so now those are our cats. This is the one that is currently begging for snacks. It's super bright. Let me try and... terrible. God, just awful. I think they're on my Instagram as well. They're so cute. Never just dinner, no, it's never just drinks. Wow, it's super bright. Can I turn the brightness down on this? Would that fix it? Yep. He's orange and white. Oh yeah. Well, there's no fear of that because it's pretty dead right now because I just made it. So I don't think that your bad juju will rub off on it. And honestly, I don't think any of you guys can really out-yap me. I am kind of the mayor of Yapsville for a reason. Sometimes I kind of lock in when I'm on stream, but I mean, the last time I had a lunch with a coworker, we talked for 8 uninterrupted hours, and I didn't even have laryngitis the next day. I feel like I'm just built to yap. Yes, and so we have a tall, lanky. Oh, if you guys are familiar with Indoor Outdoor Cat on TikTok and I think YouTube, I think it's the same on Instagram too. But their cat Dave is basically if you smushed our 2 twin cats together, because one of them is tall and lanky and skinny, and the other one is built kind of like a pork tenderloin, and he has short little arms and short little legs, but he's so cute. Yes, it was nice to see you, and thank you for subscribing, and I loved your questions. Definitely feel free to come back in and talk about your writing, and yeah, go for it. And then their sister is a mischievous little calico, and she she has a pack-a-day habit on churro that I'm trying to get her off of. So yesterday I was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I said, no, squirrel, we're not going to do churro. How about you wake me up and I'll make you pancakes and waffles? And she loves waffles, but specifically Jiffy's blueberry waffles for whatever reason. I very highly suspect that she's not actually a cat. She is probably some sort of like, I don't know, cursed person that a witch made a cat or something, because she doesn't act like any cat I've ever had. And so she woke up my roommate and was like, make me waffles, because she like didn't want to wait. And she knows that there's only 2 people in the house that'll make her waffles. So she was like, make me waffles. Mom said no. And then when I woke up this morning, I said, I remember that I promised you waffles. And she immediately ran to the kitchen and sat under the waffle maker and didn't move until I fed her a waffle. So I was like, that's crazy. Not like a huge waffle, like an itty bitty, like tiny kitty waffle portion. Which, the other cats don't eat waffles. I'm not sure why she's like this. I've had her entire life, so it's like just a weird eccentricity that she has. She's also obsessed with bottle caps, which I'm not sure what that's about. When we used to have stairs, she would like pick up the bottle cap in her mouth, walk all the way up the stairs and drop it down and play with it like a slinky, which is, that's not like normal cat stuff. They like bap things around and fling it into the air. Like, she understands like the mechanics of things, which is really crazy. Do you really love me? Do you love me more? Okay. So, like, now that one of the earlier people suggested I put a countdown timer in here, and honestly, like, this seems so doable. 11 days to write 6 chapters. Like, that's like, I don't know. That's like a chapter every 2 days. I could do that. I'm probably going to write 3 of them in a day, too. But there are a couple of days where I'm going to write nothing, so I need to account for that. Tomorrow I've got a pretty open book as far as I've got to do a bunch of errands, and then I'll probably finish writing these. But what are the things I want to write the least? I think that's what's kind of hanging me up on here. I should probably write the abuse chapter on there, where one of the characters, let me pop this back over. Oop. One of the characters comes to work, and she is a singer, and she's having to deal with sort of an abusive relationship she has with her manager. And she's like, you know, I want to leave him, but like we're so like intertwined that it doesn't, you know, it doesn't make any sense to leave him. Like, I really don't have anywhere to go, and this and that. And so the main character essentially gets like inadvertently tied up in that, and she recalls like when she tried to like help her friend leave an abusive relationship and she didn't leave, and then that ties back into an earlier chapter where she tried to leave and her friend was there for her. So it's like really confusing to her why her friend wouldn't accept help from someone she loves to leave a situation that's not good for her when she was that person for somebody else, and kind of like the emotional weight that comes with that. So I need to finish writing that. Nice. I would love to get into some historical fantasy, but I'm not much of a history buff, unfortunately. My brain just doesn't like follow the timelines, unfortunately. Nice. Well, do you have a Goodreads? I'll check it out. I'll see if we can rotate some of those in there. Or better yet, I'm absolutely terrible at technology. If you want to drop that in the Discord, once again, I need to make a channel for that. But book recommendations will definitely... You know what? I should make that right now. I don't know if it'll let me do it on my desktop. It kind of like locks it down when I'm streaming, which I'm not sure if that's like a normal thing it does. Text channel. Create channel. Book. Whoop. Book. Recommendations. Create. Over the edge, I am possessed. I gotta play date with death. Please link either Book Sprout or Goodreads exclusively. Boom! Book recommendation channel created for the Discord. Ooh, nice. Nice. I mean, honestly, I just got into book reads. I didn't know it was a thing, and I had to make a book read. I had to make a Goodreads to claim my book, and I think I've been on that app pretty much every day since, because I'm just looking for books, which now I have so many books in my need to reads. Where is it at? My books. Okay, that's not too bad. I've only got 18, but like, I need to read. Oh, right now in one of my book clubs, the girls picked a mystery thriller, which they picked Colleen Hoover last time, which I wasn't a real big fan of because it was listed as a romance. But I'm like, this is a thriller. I feel like she would get a lot less pushback if she was just in a different genre. But she keeps trying to write it like it's a romance book. And I'd never read a book before where I hated all of the characters. So that was, I mean, that's talent. Because it kept me hooked the entire time I was reading, but I was not, I essentially held hostage by that book. Yeah. So far there's 18 to read, and I have to filter those into the book club. July is going to be crazy. No, Mr. Kitty. How about you eat your dinner instead of trying to figure out how you can sleep on my sweaters? I think that's probably a better use of your time. Yeah. Yeah, go and eat your dinner. They never listen. He just wants to go outside and climb all the willow trees and like dink around instead of eat his dinner. He needs to put on another 3 pounds. Every time he gets to his summer weight, he gets to being like 11.5 pounds. And then I take him to the vet, who is quite handsome. And the vet says, oh, that's a good outside cat. And then I get really upset because I'm like, that's an inside cat. How dare you? That's my boy. But he's so finicky. And they switched his, the company that keeps the cat food that he likes in stock didn't restock like one of the 2 flavors that he eats. And then I think the other one went out of business. So it's been, fussy finicking eating is, I mean, it comes with the territory. I've never had a dog be this finicky eating, but crazy. Ooh, this is another good one. I really like this song. Such a vibe. Okay, so what are you doing? You better not have brought in a vole. You better not have. You just got the zoomies. Ridiculous. It's vole season. So if you're not familiar with voles, it's like imagine a mouse, but bigger with a little itty bitty tail, and they're super slow. It's like if a mouse was on like slow motion, basically. They love collecting them. I think they're up to like, I don't know. I think we've only had about 11 this year, but they have a bounty system, these naughty kitties. Soon it'll be lizard and snake season, which I've already collected at least 2 snakes, so soon. I know it's spring when there's snakes out. Luckily, we don't have any very bad snakes up here. Well, I guess bad is relative, but venomous snakes, I should say. All the venomous snakes up here have maracas at the end of them, so it's pretty easy to determine. Sort of one of the benefits of living in the Pacific Northwest is all the dangerous stuff kind of announces itself, except for like wolverines and bears, I guess. I'm so pleased that I figured out the chat. That has been plaguing me for forever. I was trying to figure out how to put the chat on here the last 2 streams, and it would either give me no chat or it would put it in these weird little boxes that I wasn't fond of. So that is awesome. So very pleased about that. You have a practice superhero blog. Nice. Nice. I read a Ninja Turtles fanfic the other day, so I'm getting into more like superhero kind of comic stuff. I was kind of like a casual Deadpool fan before too, but what other stuff have I really like Static Shock as a kid. Very into that. I didn't get really very much into like Marvel and stuff like that, but I did really like Stirperella. I read a couple of those. Stanley was a genius before his time. I have been taking art classes too, so hopefully I'll be able to render some of these characters. I think that'll aid in some of the marketing and promotion for all of this. See it through my window shades, it's alright. Just pass the time, I'll watch it fade. You're really fine, and it's just really good at mine. I'm doing fine. Alright, okay. Something might be stay. See it through my window shades. Uh-oh. No, my light went out. Okay. I think it has the same charging cable as my iPad. This body's like a curse. It makes my skin hurt. Guess this one's gonna hurt. She's so weak. Okay, so that one will have to be plugged in. Apparently, it does not have the same 3-hour battery as everything else. She's the kind of girl that eats your heart out. She's the kind of girl on the rebound. Something's possessing her. I want a Jennifer. Ooh. Mr. Runts, come here and be famous. Come here, my boy. Come here. Yes, come here. Yoink. Oh, sorry about that. He's a big boy. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, Static Shock was super cool. I really liked watching that. Whatever happened to that? Did it just like get discontinued as a comic or what? Something's possessing her. I want a Jennifer. Jennifer. Oh, that's right. I locked it. I want a Jennifer. Yeah, I think I got that one. Nice. Something's possessing her. Ooh, also have been getting really into Invincible. Love, love, love that series so far. Yeah, that's a shame too, because he's like, I think he's like one of the OG like black superheroes. So I don't know why they didn't give him like more like screen time, I guess, when they were trying to like have more black superheroes. Plus I feel like they like really 90s comics and stuff, I think they went over like a lot more relevant cultural topics than just, I don't know, a lot of the stuff that they're kind of churning out now is kind of meh. I say that like I read like a ton of comics, but from what my super old husband has told me, comics used to be better, just like pretty much everything. And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight. So I think this is going to be the 5-minute warning on the live stream. I think we got a lot done. I think we've introduced a lot of people. I'm very pleased so far at the turnout. I feel like we're getting a hold of like much more of like the group. Like we're getting the group together. I'm trying to stream every Monday and Friday to kind of like make some progress on this. I would stream on Wednesday too, but Wednesday is a really big prep day for me. So that's not going to open back up until probably this fall, which I think maybe we should do like a Wednesday Discord or something like that. I feel like I could still do that without like, because like the streaming is not good at my job, but I can always like respond and like maybe be in voice chat or something while I'm like prepping. Just so that like it's not like super far in between streams, I think. But I am pleased that I've been able to link as much as I have. I need to reorganize that, I think. Does that change my... Oh, okay. I was like, oh no, all of my stuff is in the wrong places, but that's just because I have the stream chat open in Twitch. Guess I'll just get rid of that countdown timer. I don't know how to put the countdown timer yet on my page, but I will figure that out, hopefully. Yes. No, I don't think when I first started streaming in like 2019, they had a writing and reading section. I don't think that existed yet. Am I wrong? I might be wrong. I might just be dumb and not have been able to find it. But to be fair, I think I was streaming... What was I streaming back then? I think Red Dead Redemption or something. Red Dead Redemption or League. I'm absolute ass at League. I think I only ever got up to silver as far as like technical work, but I never got out of iron as far as like ranking placements. So take with that what you will. Mr. Kitty, eat your dinner, please. You're making your mommy so sad. The fact that I have to weaponize guilt against you should be a sign that you're getting far too skinny, Mr. Cat. He just wants to do outside sporting activities, which it's like, you know, it's like midnight, Mr. Kitty. Like, get ready for bed. Your brother is already snoozing on my cozy blanket, and your sister is begging for Chiru in the kitchen. Yes, come here, Mr. Kitty. Come be famous. Come here, my sweet boy. No, don't just snuggle your brother. Come here. Yoink. This is Fatty. And he is a big little guy. I mean, yes and no, but like, how much representation do we need, you know? Like, who's it for? I don't need more like bisexual characters to enjoy like a comic. I mean, you know, I think that there should be things that people can read that they enjoy, but I don't know about like the amount of the market that they've consumed. I think it can border on excessive. Can't climb the ladder. I know that's kind of probably a hot take, but just like, you know, I don't really put like trans representation in my books because it's like there's like no trans people. Like if it makes sense to like put it in there, I'll put it in there, but it's not something I feel the need to like shoehorn into there. You know what I mean? If a character is that, then a character is that. But I'm not gonna like write it in just for the sake of, for what? To write it in? I mean, I'm pretty sure the boomers are convinced that there's like 20% gay people in the population, which is just not true. If that were the case, I'd have far more ex-girlfriends. Similar problem to dating Asian men. There are not nearly as many Asian men in the dating pool as you would think that there are. That's like a regional thing. I'm keeping you. Kind of a controversial outtake that we've ended on. Somebody's going to clip this. Somebody's going to clip this and be like, Riley. It's definitely the least scandalous thing I've ever said online, I'll say that. We'll get the podcast out soon, you guys. It'll be podcast time eventually. In fact, I think I have like sort of the framework for the podcast, but I've got to wait till my co-host has more availability in her schedule so that we can pop on with that. We're already starting to do a couple first passes on some episodes and what we can build from that. I think it's probably going to be book related. I think we're going to start with books, and maybe we do books and animal facts, because the last one I did was like the adult industry and animal facts, which was kind of an eclectic mix, but ended how it ended up. No one better than me. No one better than me. Oh my god, I just have had it on this one for forever. There we go. We'll end it on this one. Have you ever been to a party where no one knows who you are despite being an original member of the group? That's what we'll end this on. Oh, gosh, hold on. Pull down the promo real quick. Wonk. There we go. Because I need to finish writing that scene. That is a scene that needs more scaffolding, I think. It already has tasty peach salsa, I think. No, corn salsa. That one's corn salsa. I should maybe make like a book of recipes that I feature in books. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe that'll be one of them. Infinity Alchemist. That's so much. I feel like we're fundamentally looking into different genres of books. Affinity. I mean, I'll give her the old college try on that, but I think perhaps we might be on different spectrums. I mean, Full Metal Alchemist goes into some pretty dark themes. So, does it also kind of like follow that same like? Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Infinity Alchemist. Good dreams. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my god, he found me. One of my love interests found me on Booksprout. Oh, what was I looking at? Infinity Alchemist. Let's see here. Now you can tell it's towards the end of the stream because I'm starting to make a bunch of old dad noises. Tick tock, I've been waiting for you. Tick tock. More shelves. Add shelf. Recommended. Okay. The woman of the hour. What to read? Recommended. There we go. Boop! In the recommended. Oh, where's it at? Where's it at? One of the best reads. That's a tall order. Well, it's in the docket. I will take it on your recommendation, and I will read that one. I will read that one. Okay. So I think that, wow, we went a little bit over our time, you guys. I think 3 hours is probably the magic number for these. A little bit over can't hurt, though. What was the streaming guide I was looking for? Yeah, well, somewhere between 2 and 5. That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. Well, I still need to finish up some chores before I have to run errands tomorrow. So I think we'll leave that off where we're at today. And then I'm serious about bullying you guys. If I don't finish this book by June 7th to format it and have it out by the 15th, you guys gotta bully me. This is me giving you express permission to just absolutely get on my case about finishing this book, because the moment that it gets finished, we can do book club, we can get ahead on some of the books we're behind on, and we can start writing book 2 and Moon and Marble and get those arc reads out there for you guys to read. You guys can read more, I can read more, and that is our goal. So for everybody still in the chat and for everybody still watching, I very much appreciate you guys' participation and you guys just being here. Honestly, the turnout has been better than expected, so I really appreciate that, you guys. Remember to follow, if you're on YouTube, Byrd Flock Official on YouTube, and then obviously the Twitch is the Twitch. This is just going to be the continuous Twitch, but if you're on YouTube, remember to follow the correct YouTube, the one for reading. Once we get to 100 followers, we'll be streaming exclusively on the correct author page YouTube. But for right now, this is just kind of like a workaround I've got for streaming on YouTube. So if you want to just follow both and then unfollow one of them once the other one reaches the appropriate, so you're not missing any of the live streams, it won't hurt my feelings at all. So do what you got to do. I am going to be working on putting the countdown timer on the Twitch page. I'm gonna try and figure out how to do that on the panel. I think we made some really great progress figuring out how to get the chat up on the live stream, so you guys will be able to see when you guys comment. So hopefully that encourages you guys to comment more. I really enjoy interacting with you guys and just getting different perspectives from all of you guys. Whether we agree, whether we disagree, it's great to have you guys here. So thank you and good night, you guys. Cause I struggle when